Hello everybody, my name is Ray. Welcome to the Evangelical Dark Web. Today we're going to be talking about Tim Keller. Is he coming out of the apostate closet? Now, again, I do believe that Tim Keller is a false teacher. I wrote about that earlier this year. And in 2022 specifically, Tim Keller is really taking the sheep mask off. He's letting the mask slip because, the guy's terminal, I believe. So he's just too old to care anymore about keeping up his reputation. And we're going to be talking about this Facebook post in which he promotes a Revoice pastor's book. So Revoice is a movement to promote Side B theology. Side B theology is the acceptance of homosexual orientation as a compatible identity with the Christian faith, of which it is not. It tries to make a distinguishing factor between same-sex attraction and homosexual sin, but there is no distinction between that because we are judged and condemned by our own thoughts, motivations, as well as our actions, of which same-sex attraction is inherently sinful. So that is the Facebook post that Tim Keller promotes, is one by Greg Johnson. So I don't know where to start off. Let's actually start off with the context of Tim Keller. Then we'll move into who Greg Johnson is. So again, like I said, I already wrote about how Tim Keller was a false teacher in February. You can read that. I'll link that in the description. Additionally, in March, Tim Keller compared Francis Collins, the pro-abortion Branch Covidian high priest, to Daniel in a cryptic tweet, because Tim Keller is all about cryptic tweets and defending his homeboy, Francis Collins, whom he has defended for several years, because Tim Keller is a big fan of the BioLogos Conference, which is a conference dedicated to promoting theistic evolution. Additionally, also in March last month, Grant Hartley, a very pro-Revoice type of guy. I think he's so far to the left of Revoice, he didn't even go their last conference, I believe. Grant Hartley, very much, again, also a false teacher, basically credits Tim Keller for much of his work and much of his teachings. So Grant Hartley credits Tim Keller with being a pioneer in Side B theology. So that's where we're at now. And then Greg Johnson. Who's Greg Johnson? Greg Johnson is a teaching elder in the PCA. He specifically is a teaching elder at Memorial Presbyterian Church. Memorial Presbyterian Church was the first church in the to host the Revoice Conference. The Revoice Conference is, again, all about promoting Side B theology that champions same-sex attraction as compatible and not a sin to be mortified with the Christian faith. So I reported on this, and Greg Johnson did beat the system as far as his own war within the PCA goes. Greg Johnson, again, is not qualified to be a pastor yet because of the rigid ecclesiology of the Presbyterian Church in America. For better or for worse, in this case, most certainly for worst, he got away with it, basically. And they were not able to remove him from being in the pastorate or an elder or a presbytery, I think is their preferred word, of the church. This is in the context that the PCA in America did pass Overture 23 in their General Assembly. I do not believe that that the rest of the presbyteries at the state level have accepted Overture 23, so therefore it is basically dead. And the Revoice movement probably can't win, but they cannot lose either. So the PCA, I see it as in a stalemate. It's in a stalemate. So that's the context, and again, Tim Keller, very active person in the PCA, very influential person in the PCA. So let's go back to the original reason for this video, and that is Tim Keller's Facebook post. Greg Johnson's Still Time to Care provides a good history and critique of the older ex-gay movement, which was a form of the prosperity gospel. Now, that's in quotes by Tim Keller, but he's also agreeing with it. It's important that we know its history, and in light of its implosion, ask, now what? Has the movement really imploded, or has it just become less popular? So I do want to look at the comment section, because there's always some value to the comment section. And Sean Mathis, that name looks familiar because he seems like a Revoice person, if I recall. Todd Pruitt, another familiar name. There was one particular name I wanted to point out was Grant Hartley. Here we go again. Grant Hartley with the heart. With the heart. Okay. And of course, you did actually. Todd Pruitt's seemingly one of the good guys in this, because he's actually calling this out. So it's very clear that Tim Keller is supporting the Revoice movement here, because Greg Johnson, very controversial, very high profile pastor in the PCA, or elder in the teaching elder in the PCA, for his support of the Revoice movement. So this, in effect, is Tim Keller supporting the Revoice movement. There is no other way to see this. This book is not exactly a book that, again, because Greg Johnson is an identifying homosexual, he should not be a teaching elder. And for Tim Keller, which would make him a false teacher in the sense that he's unqualified at the least. But since he supports the Revoice movement, which is a cringe pro-homosexuality movement, pro-transgenderism movement, pro-grooming movement, this does reflect on Tim Keller. So it's interesting that Tim Keller, the guy who wrote one of the most influential marriage books in all of modern Christianity, is basically undermining much of what he stood for in that book. So that's really all I got to say about that for today. My name is Ray. This is the Evangelical Dark Web. If you like this kind of content, also subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Also, hit up evangelicaldarkweb.org. I got some links in the description you should check out. And if you really like this content, head on over to evangelicaldarkweb.org/join. Become a Patreon-like subscriber there, because Patreon censors, so we built our own. Have a blessed day, and I will catch you on the next one.